What up, y'all? DC Fago Guy. It's time to do our first ever comic review. Now, what this is actually going to be is, like I told you guys when I got my pendulums, I'm going to be reviewing the Pendulum comics. And in order to do the pendulums, we need to see the backstory that starts with the ups and downs of the Wicked Clowns. Now, the plan is to do a review on the first of every month for the next 15 months. So it's kind of what they planned when they were doing the Chaos comics. They wanted to do a release every month. Things didn't work out that way, so hopefully my plans can still do that, and I'll get a review out every month for the next year and 3 months. So let's go ahead and jump right in. This came out in June of '99. Like I said, it was the first ever that they've done with Chaos, and the plan was to do it every month, so it didn't really work out that way. On the inside here, you've got credits here, basically who illustrated it, who wrote it, and everything. And then you got a quick little intro. And what the ups and downs of the Wicked Clowns kind of is going to talk about is ICP's early starts, how they became Insane Clown Posse, and little stories about each of the Joker, some of the Joker cards. Starting with the Carnival of Carnage. Now I'm not going to actually read this to you guys, but I'll kind of skim over. I might do a little bit of some readings of some of the stuff. But what you got here is a guy who's basically drunk, beats his wife, come home, and he's mad because there's no dinner ready for him. So, of course he's hitting her and shit. So she goes in the kitchen and she's crying. She grabs a knife because she wants to kill him. But then you got ICP there that tells her basically, is it worth it? Why don't you just let us do the killing for you? Whips out the Carnival of Carnage Joker card, comes out, and gets it stuck to him. Prologue number 2 is the Ringmaster. What you got is this guy who's driving through town, through a neighborhood that he owns. He's got the different buildings where he's like turning off the heat on them so they die and they get out of their lease, and he can do other shit for whatever reason. And in this particular one, he's wanting to turn one of the places into a nightclub. So as they're driving by, he's talking about it, and his little chickie friend, she's like, "Hear the music? Looks like someone's already got a nightclub, Bubba." So he's all pissed and shit and stops the car, and he goes up to the door, and the bouncer says, "Do you have an invitation?" And he's like demanding to go see the owner or who was in charge. So Jay whips out, the Ringmaster says, "I got a pass for you, and your little sugar tits can come on in." So they go in demanding answers and shit, and lo and behold, who's in charge? The Ringmaster. Prologue number 3 is the Riddle Box, and this follows a story about a little boy who keeps getting terrorized by this guy that his mom owes money to. So he's on his way to school and he gets stopped, and he's all like, "Please, mister, my mom said to give you this. She said that if you stop taking my lunch money and stuff, she'll try and give you more on the first of the month." And he's like not buying it. "Gee, that's a real sad story." Thrown to the ground, gets his shit taken. And then on his way to school, he stops to talk to a cop, which doesn't want to hear it. Says he doesn't got time for that shit. Gets to school, teacher's mad at him because he's late, doesn't want to hear it, sends him to the principal's office, and all the principal can say is, "You need to toughen up and face your bullies." So nobody's got time for him, so he's off on his own alone. But on the way home then, he gets a Riddle Box. And naturally, because he has somebody that's jacking shit from him, he does get stopped. And he gets the Riddle Box taken from him, which he foolishly opens and gets attacked. And then to end that off, they give the Riddle Box to the cop, the teacher, and the principal to punish them for their negligence. Now it's going to rewind for a minute and talk about Inner City Posse and how they became ICP, or Insane Clown Posse. So here they are driving around town, get ready to go to a club to rock the place, and they stop. They see these guys crossing out their posters, crossing out their names and shit. So they go in and they have a street brawl, whoop some ass, and one of the thugs is calling this record executive, basically saying that it didn't work, we were outnumbered and everything like that. So, and all he's wanting is basically, he's offered them deals and whatnot time and again, and they've turned him down. And basically they're growing in popularity, and that's money out of his pockets, so he doesn't like that shit. So that was all a tactic. Like, crossing out the posters was a tactic to try to get rid of them, more or less. So here they are rocking the place, you know what I mean? Everybody's enjoying the show. Can't even read that. Not really. They're leaving the club, wanting to get some skins and whatnot. But lo and behold, once again, run into the thugs. This time, a whole slew of them. And then once again, this time the record executive was actually there, talking about, "I'm troubled, my friends. The Inner City Posse has refused my offers to join the Keep It Real family of recording artists time and again. Meanwhile, ICP's popularity grows, taking attention away from my artists, and therefore money out of my pockets. What are we going to do about this situation?" You know, they basically tell him to go stick it up his ass. They don't give a shit. So, they, "I hope you're prepared to fight." And they basically get the fucking asses whooped. So, he puts the word out. They want him killed, cross the name out with a K. Whatever, they don't give a shit. They go on to work and everything like that. Where they have to go clean out these toxic waste tanks. And then while they're down there, they think they're getting ambushed again. But actually, they get visited by the Dark Carnival, who basically says, spread my word around, spread my message, and I'll give you basically powers. So they emerge as the Insane Clown Posse. From there then, right up here in the top corner, basically just talks about how as they go through the years, they're spreading their message, they're growing stronger with each Joker card that comes out. You know what I mean? Here they are rocking to chicken hunting and shit. And then what happens is they catch the attention of a major record exec, which now we're back to the present. And it says, "My associates and I are very interested in handling this insane clown posse, Lomax. Please see to it right away." And he's like, "Yes, Big D, I know what to do. You're not even in the fucking frame." And the Dark Carnival saying that they'll have an opportunity to spread the word to a vast, larger audience. And then the Great Milenko gets revealed. Of course, this is touching on the whole Disney thing at this point. So they go to the record executive, record label, whatever, and they're going to have a meeting with Lomax, the guy that had them jumped before, to sign a record deal so that they can help spread the word of the Dark Carnival farther. And when they're in there, he's like, "Sign the contracts," and they said, "Sure, gee." And then right here, it was all just a fucking scam. "Ha ha ha, your careers are over, gentlemen. Your tour will be canceled, and your CDs will be pulled from shelves today, and since we own you contractually, you are powerless to stop us." And so, you know, they decide to whip out the Great Milenko and just fucking go to town on everybody. And then down here at the end, right before they're about to fucking kill Lomax, he's like, right there, he's like, no, please, I'll do anything you want." So he gets on the phone with Big D, which owns basically him, which is his boss. And he's like, "Big D, the Wicked Clowns have got me, and they're coming after you next. Help me, Big D, help me!" So he's dead. So then from there, they gotta go confront the big man, the bigger boss, and of course he's fucking paranoid, so his gods are everywhere. And they roll up all circus style, and then just fucking go to town on everybody. and just start. They have the great Milenko there with them, so of course he's casting illusions and everything, which explains why Shaggy's got big old titties. And when he's there, he's talking to this record executive. You know, they're like, "May we have your attention? Now what's all this anti-juggalo shit about?" And he's like, "Actually, it was their idea. They're my spiritual advisors." Of course, Bible-hugging motherfuckers probably. "You two are a spawn of Satan and must be destroyed. And don't think you can hide behind the free speech amendment neither. We gonna ruin you." So, you know, time to fucking punish and kill some motherfuckers. So they get thrown out the window. So there, yeah. Their attempt to stop ICP was foiled. They're burning in hell now, so they roll on with the next to come being the Amazing Jekyll Brothers. Next issue, the arrival of the Amazing Jekyll Brothers, which is that guy right there. Now, there was an alternative color to this, which was that one right there. Kind of strays from the comic side of it, which is why I did have an opportunity to find this one and get this one, but I didn't want it. I wanted the actual comic style. It's a fucking comic. So, in each issue they have a newsletter, which is actually a really great read. It's great, to me it's a great piece of history. Just to kind of look through this, it was really neat because there's some definite Easter eggs in there, which we'll get to some of those later. But here's one of them in particular where they're talking about when Misery left. So I like the newsletters that are in the back of this. Like I said, they're a good piece of Hatchet history to me. Then in the rest of it, you just basically got ads. There's the Amazing Jekyll Brothers, Big Money Hustlers, action figures, Twisted's Most Tasteless, and it's like a contest, badass poster. No, it's a ad for the poster of this that you can buy, which is probably rarer than shit now. And then on the back, there you go. You just got the Amazing Jekyll Brothers. See, it was supposed to come out in July. They intended to have Amazing Jekyll Brothers out in July. It didn't work, so it's all good. They weren't able to get it out next month. My plan is to, so thanks for checking this out, guys. Stay tuned for the next issue coming out. Hopefully should be in November, so be watching for that. Thanks for checking this out, y'all.